Okay, so I did this makeup look, and I was gonna edit some parts out and like fix it or whatever, and I lost the footage. So she's nowhere to be found. So we are going to be going to bed with me. What the heck? Guys, look at that. That girl needs some primer. Maybe I'll just go use my $46 and buy freaking primer. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. So I'm gonna do a half and half face for y'all. So y'all can see my freaking red skin. So, in my video, I talked about, like, why I am who I am. And I guess I'm just gonna summarize that up here. Because I also don't got that much time. Because I have the biggest pimple coming in right there. Okay. So, my parents did drugs. And, I was constantly seeing them fight. Always saw them fight, and I was the only one that saw them fight. They always fought. They got drunk all the time. Well, not all the time, but yeah. New Year's one year was really bad. My brother was supposed to stay home with me and my little brother and just kind of like chill, but him and his friends snuck off to the party up the road and got drunk. Story short, someone tried writing on my brother's face, and my mom said, "Hey, don't do that." And the girl put her hands around my mom's throat, and my mom turned into some crazy biatch. So later that night, my brother got food poisoning. I'm not food poisoning, alcohol poisoning, and almost died. And he was not the age to be drinking alcohol, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna stop real fast. As you guys can tell, the color of my face does match my skin, but it matches over here too. But they're not the same, okay? That's because I have like this red tint to my face, but I don't have the red tint to my neck, so it tends to like look a little weird. And I have like freckles, so yeah. So I'm using a baby wipe to clean off my face. If you guys have sensitive skin like me, I have very sensitive skin all over. I can't use stuff that has Febreze in it. So that's fantastic because it like breaks me out. But anyways, so my parents did drugs and we got taken away from them one time. We went back and lived with them. My neighbor wanted some drugs that my parents were making. If you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about meth. Okay. We were in the house too. And her husband told my dad to not to give her any. And so she got mad and called CPS on my parents. And we were taken away from my parents again. This time we actually did not live with them for a while. And then my aunt decided to give them a chance. So I moved back down there with them. And I got really sick the day that they had to go to court. So, to like try to get us back again. And they were supposedly clean. So like, us living with him wasn't that big of a deal. They went to court. I was sick. my brothers went to school, I told my mom to throw the cover in the dryer again because I was freezing. And she did, and then they left, and then I knew that if I didn't see my parents again, it was because they hadn't passed their drug test, and yeah. And so, I didn't see my parents again. My aunt came, and she was like, hey, baby, get up. And I was like, Mom and Dad didn't pass their test. And then she was like, no. I didn't say anything. I didn't have a reaction. I wasn't like, why don't they love us? I just got up and I got in her car because it didn't shock me at all. Which is sad that a little girl was not shocked that she wasn't allowed to be with her parents because her parents were ill. So that's a sad moment. But, you know, things happen, I guess. And me always waking up and seeing my parents fight, and like one time there's a time when my dad tossed a glass table on top of my older brother. And I was sleeping in the same spot as my older brother. I just woke up to see them fight. And so I was like, hey guys, what's going on? My dad was like, bleh, and like threw the table. So my older brother didn't get up, which always shocked me. I don't know how that was possible, but he didn't. So, yeah. And then so, I have PTSD from it all. Because I'm such a light sleeper and I couldn't sleep through anything. So loud noises or like repetitive noises or screams coming from different people all happening at the same time. It just gets like bunches up into like this big ball of noise. And I get very uncomfortable and I just want to like crawl into a hole. So I can't do loud noises because of it. Repetitive noises irritate me. People arguing irritate me. My brother and his fiance do it quite often, and sometimes they do it around my nephew, and I look at them, I'm like, can you guys shut up? You know, just because, like, he's my brother, and I don't fucking care to hurt his feelings. So they get on my nerves with that they argue sometimes, but they don't, like, scream. They have, but it's nothing bad. So, but like it's still the arguing and stuff like that can set off my PTSD that irritates me. So I have to tell them, hey, shut up. Or especially if I'm over at their house and they're fighting and my nephew's around, I'll be like, I'll take him and I'll take him to a different room because I don't want him to go through anything that I've had to go through. Not that like my brother hits her or like anything, but they do argue, and sometimes it leads to louder screaming and stuff like that, and I don't want him to be around stuff like that. So I usually take him to a different room and like we play and with his toys and you know stuff like that. Just him and Cece time. So I mean, and he's not even 2 yet. He'll be 2 next month, but I don't know. I'd still like, oh no, don't scream for the baby, you know. But you know, that's just me. So, that was my sort of kind of life story. And, like this post or like my video, and I will post more. Give me some content ideas. I need content ideas. Just don't feel like doing makeup all the time. I mean, even though I do want that to be like the main point of my channel, I just feel like I want to do different stuff every once in a while. So,